Hi everyone, this is Dr. K. I want to talk about environmental toxins today and how they can affect your immunity. I've been focusing on nutrition over the last 1 month, so I want to move on to environmental toxins. So these environmental toxins, we are so used to handling them that we sometimes forget like they also can play a role in affecting our immunity. Eye candy. So the most common environmental toxins are personal care products. So I'm going to go through the list here. So the main thing is hair styling products, those with hair relaxers. Recently, a study came out in August 2018 in the Journal of Environmental Research, and it showed that people who are, especially African American women and children, they have numerous chemicals that can disrupt the endocrine chains, like the hormonal patterns in the body, and these mostly come from the personal care products, so products like parabens, cyclosiloxanes, and there's another product that's used in perfumes or fragrances. So those are usually causing these problems. So most of these chemicals are banned in the European Union. So the states are very liberal with using toxic products. They're very business friendly, so they allow businesses to use whatever they want to use. But the Europeans are very strict. So if you're concerned about like which standard to follow, it is beneficial to use European standards. So similarly, I also want to talk about other plastics. So we all know that BPA is bad for you. So now they're selling BPA-free products like BPA-free bottles and so forth. So BPA stands for bisphenol A. Bisphenol A is a big endocrine disruptor. It screws up the hormones. It causes more estrogen, and once you have more estrogen, you can have breast cancer and other problems. So just because you're buying a BPA-free product doesn't mean it is safe. It can have BPS or BPF. So BPS and BPF, and there are so many other things that they can use instead of BPA, and those are potentially dangerous as well. There's also, once if you get registered, if you go to a cash register in a store and you touch the paper receipt, it has some plastic in it. Same thing with the phthalates in the toys and shampoo. So little kids are playing with toys, they get exposed to phthalates. The reason why this is concerning is, with the quarantine, more kids are spending time in the house. They're not being allowed to go outside. So they're being continuously exposed to these environmental toxins. And the other thing that was noted in this paper is the kids, like the smaller kids, they're spending time on the floor. They're either sleeping in the crib if it's an infant, or if they're playing, they're slightly bigger, they're mostly spending time on the floor. And floor is the most dirtiest place. Usually there's accumulated dust, and dust will have it can have hair, it can have toxins like pollutants. It can also carry mold in the form of spores, or it can carry viruses and bacteria. So they're constantly being exposed to that. And the kids who have a smaller body and they are growing really fast, then they're at high risk for developing hormonal issues and other issues because of these toxins. The other big problem is what is known as volatile organic compounds. It's called VOC. And especially these VOCs can also hang around on the floor. So the kid is constantly breathing the VOCs, and that's messing up the hormones and other things in their body. So there's also, if you have carpet or other floor coverings, it releases what is known as a flame retardant. So in some states like California, it is mandated to have flame retardant in the mattresses, in the pillow covers, in the carpets. So the kid is constantly being exposed to the flame retardant, and that can also cause toxicity in the developing child. So the first hormone to go in people who have exposure is the thyroid hormone, because thyroid is dealing with metabolism. So that's where you notice most people have hypothyroidism by the time they grow up. The other issue with kids is they have mental issues. They may have ADHD, they may have mental retardation, they may have behavioral problems, they may not be sleeping properly. Same thing happens with pregnant moms. Pregnant moms also carry the fetus. The fetus is growing rapidly. So if they're exposed to BPA, BPS, plastic products, phthalates, the chemical flame retardant on the floor or the carpet, if they're getting exposed, the fetus is also getting exposed, and it limits the growth of the fetus. And if they're supposed to have an IQ of 200, they may end up with an IQ of 90. So those are some of the things that they noticed in this paper. So okay, the last topic I want to talk about is a lot of people want to buy natural products, and they think that the natural products are super safe and will not cause any problems. But in this paper, they said some of the natural products have toxic alkaloids. They may have phytoestrogens. They may have isoflavones. They may have terpenes and terpenoids. They may also have peroxides. So all of these are toxic to like the little kids, pregnant moms, and so forth. So the reason why I wanted to share all of this with you is, all of this is very pertinent for all of us. I recently went through a test where hi Jen, thank you for watching. Hi Patricia. So I recently went through a urine test for myself, and I noticed I was positive for glyphosate, which is Roundup. I was also positive for multiple pesticides and herbicides. So I was also positive for chemicals derived from plastic, and I was surprised that I had this much toxicity. Obviously, I lived in India when I was younger, and there was a lot of pollution and so forth. But I tend to live a relatively healthy lifestyle, at least in the last 10 to 15 years. So, but in spite of that, I still have a lot of toxicity. And there, if you happen to have toxicity, it doesn't mean it's the end of the road. There are multiple ways to get rid of toxins. Some of the people use different types of natural clays. Some doctors use chelation. So there are ways to get rid of toxins. But the reason why I wanted to point out this topic, especially in the quarantine time, is a lot of these kids or pregnant moms are spending time completely indoors. They have exposure to these toxins 24/7. They're not breathing fresh air outside. And it causes deleterious effects on the body. It causes mental issues in the babies and the infants and the little kids, and it can limit their growth and limit their future potential. So this is something to be cognizant of, especially in areas of the country where they're going to have prolonged shutdowns. I don't know how long this will last. I think Georgia is open, but the other states, they're still closed, and there is no they're saying that there's going to be a second spike, and they don't want a second spike, so we don't know how long this will last. So these are some of the things that the parents need to be aware of, so that they can take some measures to mitigate the problem. So if you want to talk further, please comment below. If you want to reach me personally, you can DM me, you can call me. So these are interesting times. So look forward to talking to you all again. Okay, bye.